Still looking at me.
Yo, what's up folks, how you been? It's your boy the Multitasker and welcome back into another reaction video. I'm doing alright so far, just surviving the day with work as usual, nothing out of the ordinary. Exhausted, yes I am, but I'm good though, so I'll manage though. And I almost forgot that today was Friday, meaning that the new film, The Eternals, is already out now, so I need to work on a little plan once I leave work, check the show times, if there's an early matinee for me to watch, so that way I could give a full perspective look if this film is really worth to see or if it's going to be a pass. So only to pray, right? But other than that, it's been pretty slow, relaxed, maybe too relaxed. But let's get on with the grind because I already set my DVR for Friday Night SmackDown and Rampage for me to watch. And speaking of wrestling, I'm pretty sure that by now that many people already heard the sad news. But for those who haven't, and this is me just finding out, that was like either last night or really late in the morning while I was still at work. And not again. Few of the big names have been fired from WWE, or another word for released, like Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Nia Jax, and Eva Marie just left the company. I mean, this company alone is going to get so much damage, and these talented pro wrestlers are not going to get a chance to get booked for a match for the fans like us to get a chance to see. I mean, that really blows. So this is me just wanted to just to take a look at this and see who else has been fired. So I'm just going to be watching of a clip that's from Wrestlamia, and the title is Mass WWE Releases. So let's just take a look at this.
Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlamia, back with another episode. Bad news for a whole host of WWE superstars, as the WWE has gone on another cutting spree.
Of course.
Join us now
There's
as
always got to be
Wrestlamia
financial
looks at the latest
issues.
purge in Titan Tower.
There's got to be more to it. I just don't buy it.
Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp has revealed a list of WWE's latest releases, including superstars from the main roster and NXT.
Oh, shit.
Keith Lee. The Limitless One proved anything but limitless after his Raw debut fizzled out. Health problems threw Lee's push off track, and despite the WWE trying to repackage him as Bearcat Lee, an homage to Territory-era legend Bearcat Wright, the WWE didn't get behind him, despite Lee quickly winning fans over.
Damn.
What's next? As long as Lee's recent health scare is fully resolved, he should be a prime free agent.
I do hope so.
AEW seems like a natural choice, as the promotion could use more big men, but how many more wrestlers can Tony Khan squeeze into an already bloated roster? If not AEW, Impact and New Japan will be ready to sign him.
Hey, that could be a good
Karrion
thing.
Kross. Kross had a huge push on NXT, despite an untimely shoulder injury, he enjoyed 2 dominant reigns as NXT champion. For whatever reason, Vince McMahon couldn't figure out what to do with him, and he crashed in his debut match, losing to Jeff Hardy and never gaining any momentum.
In which that scarred his reputation to
NXT.
NXT.
Of the and the absence of Kross's manager Scarlett, who adds
And I
so much
still
to
don't
act,
like that cross-shaped
fans'
strap
fears
that
about
looks
his
like
future.
a He-Man knockoff.
What's next? Karrion Kross is too good for AEW to not consider signing him.
Oh, wow.
Like Keith Lee, the only concern is where to fit him. Given Impact Wrestling's failure to sign Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt, it may reach out to Kross with a generous offer.
It is a good offer.
Bordeaux. Kross's real-life fiancée has been an important part of Karrion Kross's act, adding a combination of mystique and a femme fatale quality whenever she shows up. The WWE's decision to have Scarlett wrestle on her own in dark matches puzzled fans as to what was next for
that's
her,
something I
and
haven't
Scarlett became a
seen. One of those
non-entity,
dark
even as Kross
episodes on
seemed to drift
WWE.
on
I
Raw.
never knew about that.
What's next? Wherever Scarlett goes, it'll likely be by Karrion Kross's side. The two are a great combination, reminiscent of past male and female pairings such as Randy Savage and Elizabeth, Tully Blanchard and Baby Doll, and Edge and Lita. A promoter would have to be a fool not to pair them together.
Right?
Eva Marie. Unlike many of the previously mentioned wrestlers, Eva Marie enjoyed a substantial push, getting plenty of vignettes hyping her return, and a major program alongside protege turned eventual foe Doudrop. Sadly, Eva Marie's in-ring skills showed zero improvement following her WWE sabbatical. This is one cut that makes sense in light of Eva Marie's talent. What's next? Eva Marie has many business endeavors outside wrestling, including acting, modeling, and fashion design. Nia Jax. Many fans are asking what took so long for the WWE to release Nia Jax, a female wrestler whose size and strength saw her crossover into occasional matches in the men's division, but whose sloppiness in the ring led to more than one injury to her opponents. Following her 2016 main roster debut, Jax distinguished herself with a Raw Women's Championship reign and 2 runs as the Women's Tag Team Champions alongside Shayna Baszler. Jax's reputation for sloppiness, combined with her failure to improve, likely led to her release. What's next? Although Jax stands out among her peers due to her size and strength, the 37-year-old's careless work in the ring could make promoters, other than indie promoters, hesitant to sign her.
What?
B-Fab.
Are you...
SmackDown got a shot in the arm when the popular and charismatic NXT faction Hit Row debuted on the Blue brand. However, the Fantastic Foursome is now a titanic trio, thanks to the WWE releasing B-Fab. Did the WWE feel the group didn't need 2 females, or is this just the first step in Hit Row disappearing from WWE? What's next? Although B-Fab can find work on the indie circuit, her chances of full-time work in a promotion could depend on what happens to the rest of Hit Row.
That's Grand BS, though.
The Lucha House Party's Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado have reportedly been unhappy with their WWE push and asked for the releases. With the WWE looking to trim its roster wherever possible, this release was inevitable. What's next? A return to Lucha Libre or Japan seems likely, and perhaps the biggest question is whether Metalik will continue to team with Lince Dorado. Lince Dorado. Like Metalik, Dorado's exit is no surprise, and his future mirrors Grand Metalik's. What's next?
I
Dorado has the same options as Grand Metalik and may take his time before signing with one promotion. Mia Yim. Yim seemed to be thrust into a major angle when she was promoted from NXT to the main roster, participating in the Retribution storyline as Reckoning. Despite a strong start, the group fizzled out and Yim was drafted to SmackDown, only to find herself traded back to Raw. Sadly for the talented wrestler, the trade was the extent of any movement in her career, and now she finds herself unemployed alongside fiance Keith Lee.
And they were about to get married.
Next? Yim is a former Knockouts champion and may be able to find work in Impact, and certainly on the indie circuit. Harry Smith. Smith is no stranger to the WWE, having worked in the promotion's developmental territories for several years before finally jumping to the main roster in 2009. The son of WWE Hall of Famer Davey Boy Smith, Harry's run in the Hart Dynasty alongside Tyson Kidd led to 2 tag team championships, but nevertheless, the WWE released him in 2011. Smith wasted no time following his release, making a name for himself in Japan and Major League Wrestling until rumors of him returning to WWE began to surface. Smith's return to WWE was short-lived, however, with his only major role being to induct his late father into the WWE Hall of Fame. What's next? A return to Japan or MLW seems likely for Smith. Ember Moon.
Damn!
Ember Moon spent 3 years in NXT and ironically ended her WWE career there. Despite her notable in-ring skills and a definitive gimmick, Moon's repeated injuries stalled her main roster career. In 2020, Moon returned from a lengthy injury, working in NXT and winning the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. What's next? At 33, Moon should have little trouble finding work as long as she can avoid the injury bug. A return to the indie circuit should keep Moon busy, and she has options with AEW and smaller promotions such as Impact, Women of Wrestling, aka WOW, and others. Frankie Monet. Monet, who is married to WWE superstar John Morrison, began working in NXT in 2021, working as part of the Robert Stone brand faction and pursuing the NXT Women's Championship. A Valkyrie, and considering her previous success in AAA and Impact, she should have no problem finding work. Oni Lorcan. With NXT retooling to focus on younger and bigger wrestlers, 35-year-old Oni Lorcan's release is not unexpected. What's next? A return to the indie circuit seems likely for Lorcan. Jessi Kamea. 4 years in NXT didn't lead to any major moves for Kamea, including a brief run in Evolve when the WWE loaned out NXT stars. As fans know, a lack of a push isn't always indicative of talent, but with Jessie being 33, the WWE apparently gave up. What's next? Jessie has options on the indie circuit and could find temporary work in Impact or AEW. Zeta Ramier. According to Wrestling News, Ramier was working in the WWE's developmental system, and based on this release, apparently didn't fit in with the WWE's plans for NXT. Did she not
had
what's next?
1 or 2 matches in NXT?
Ramier was only in
I'm
developmental,
curious.
it's difficult to predict what's next for her. It's worth mentioning that she previously worked in Shimmer and Impact and may find work there or on the indie circuit. Trey Baxter. Like several of the released NXT stars, Baxter doesn't appear to fit with Vince McMahon's vision for NXT 2.0. Baxter competed for the Cruiserweight Championship, the antithesis of a brand focused on big men. What's next? Given his indie experience and past work in Impact, Baxter will likely end up on AEW's YouTube programs and find work on the indie circuit. Katrina Cortez. Chilean grappler Katrina Cortez made 2 appearances on the main roster, but spent much of her WWE run in NXT. What's next? Cortez is only 25, which means she has plenty of time to perfect her craft, and her time in the WWE should add to her value on the indie circuit. Jeet Rama. Indian wrestler Jeet Rama has spent the last 6 years in NXT, and on paper, seemed like a good fit for WWE's rumored plans to launch an NXT India in the near future. While Rama fits Vince McMahon's big man image, he stands a reported 6'4", the 40-year-old may be seen as someone who isn't worth investing in any further. What's next? At 40, Rama may decide to hang up the boots and consider a role as a trainer. Of course, the big question is why the WWE has released so many wrestlers. Naturally, budget cuts is the go-to answer, but it's an implausible reason given the WWE's latest financials. 4th November 2021 saw the WWE post its Q3 earnings report, with Wrestling News' Andrew Ravens noting the company's revenue was $255.8 million, an increase of 15% or $34.2 million, primarily driven by higher ticket sales and, to a lesser extent, venue merchandise sales, resulting from the company's return to ticketed live events, including SummerSlam.
That's just messed up. I get it. There's a lot of budgets that needs to be situated, and just to save whatever they have just for the sake of the financial to the company. But still, this is gonna upset to every fans that we won't even get to see them, and it makes sense why Nia Jax is not going to be scheduled or making a comeback after of her injury by Shayna. Due to all the sloppiness and the injuries, it makes sense why she was released. And Eva Marie, I really don't care about her. Don't get me wrong. That she does have a potential. It's just that she doesn't done much. But Keith Lee, I feel bad for him because I didn't know that they had health issues, and that I was cool with the nickname Bearcat, and that really started to suit me well enough. And now that he's being released like that, that's really a complete BS, including the BFAB. I can guarantee you that once I finish this video, I'm gonna watch this episode that I recorded, and and that's where the brains start to kick in, and it's gonna say WTF ? I could tell that it's gonna be less of the hit row, and I was quite fond of this new faction because it is, without a question, is the hippest and the coolest. But Mia Yim, damn it, man, I've seen most of her clips, and that she was actually making a return to WWE, and now that's not going to happen.
they were supposed to be getting married soon. All I will say to this, that I hope that their future of their career is hanging on to a thread, and that very likely that there are a lot of doors that's open for opportunities like Impact, AEW, Japan Pro Wrestling, and indie wrestling that will get back on a jump start. So that's all I just wanted to say for this one. So I mean, Jesus, man. I mean, this is such a really sad news, and it just, I'm pretty certain that things are going to be so different, and it's just not going to be the same. I mean, who can forget of that last year? That was the darkest and the blackest day that all of the names have been relieved from the company. I mean, it's the kind of thing that you cannot forget and that you won't forgive. It's just unacceptable, man. I mean, God. So at least that now I get to see the list for this year, and that I really do hope for the best. So hope and pray. That's all I'm gonna say for this one. So that's all I just wanted to see. Nothing more, nothing less, and it just it does make my stomach crawl just when you think about it, you know. But I think that's going to be it for right now. So I hope that everybody is having a good weekend, and most of all that, you know, be safe and you know, stay warm as well. But if you agree that just finding out of the biggest the biggest release that's been fired, I really like to hear of what your thoughts about this, and that if this stomachs you much as I do, then hit that like button, and also do give support to Wrestlamia. And if you do like their content, then please just click and subscribe to them, and that would be a big appreciation to them. So that's going to be it. But as usual, I'll catch y'all in the next video. So take care, guys, and be safe.